Tesla stock will at least 10x in the absolute worst case in 10 years, says Stephen Mark Ryan from Solving the Money Problem. Let's get into this video.
My Tesla stock price targets are made up of a bear case, a base case, a bull case, and a hyperbull case, each with their own probabilities. The bear case just a 3% chance, same with the hyperbull case, so very unlikely but possible. Each of these scenarios combined produces a weighted average price target. My weighted average price targets are really where I expect Tesla to be over the long term. This is a bit of a Monte Carlo type of model, similar to what ARK Invest does. In this video, I just want to focus worst case, not where I think Tesla stock is likely to be, but if the absolute it's the fan, everything that can go wrong does go wrong. Where does Tesla stock end up between now and 2032?
As you know, I am more of a conservative investor. So the main thing that I care about is, will I lose money? Is there even a tiny chance that I will lose money that is maybe not that tiny? Like if there's a 10% chance that I will lose money, that is not good enough for me. I personally believe there is less than 1% chance that I will lose any of my money that is in Tesla stock before the end of 2030. And I say less than 1% because it is less than 1%, significantly less than 1%. Not financial advice, of course. So this is the main reason why I am in Tesla stock. It's not so much because I believe it will at least 10x before the end of 2030. It's more that the risk to reward ratio is so good. The chance of losing money is so low, in my opinion. So let's see what the first target for 2022 is from Stephen Mark Ryan. Oh, and remember, all of these numbers are pre-split. So you have to divide all of these price targets by 3.
Okay, so my first price target, bear case 2022, $420.
You know, it's a Stephen Mark Ryan video, right? So 140 after the split.
I'm just kidding. It's a little bit higher than that. By the way, as I mentioned, 3% probability for the bear case here. I'm not expecting this scenario to take place. I'm just thinking in the absolute worst case scenario, based on this, that, and the other assumption, where is Tesla stock? So my serious 2022 bear case price target for Tesla stock is actually $921 per share. Still considerably above where we are today. And as I said, this is the worst case scenario. And Tesla's been slaying and executing near flawlessly. So yeah, let's see how this one plays out.
Well, the year is not over yet. So things could still change a lot. Steven's bear case, the really bad bear case, looks like for 2022 is above my base case, basically. I actually said on August 15th, which, by the way, this video no one watched, 362 views at 4 minutes 22 seconds. I said about Tesla, most likely actually it will drop further. So this was in reference to me talking to my brother in May, actually. In May, can you believe that? Roughly in May. In May, Tesla stock was around these levels. It went as low as $200 per share. Now we are significantly lower, below that. So this is one of those times where, I hate to say this, but I hate being right about this one. I mean, it's all percentages. So it's not like I said 100% it will go down. I said most likely, actually, it will drop further. So why didn't I sell Tesla stock thinking that most likely it will drop further? And it did. Right here, this is the reason. 99% of actively managed US equity funds underperform. It's the 99%. Can you believe that? I mean, these are the smartest of the smartest people, supposedly, and they spend all of their time just trading. I have 2 other businesses to run. I don't have all of my time to look at the stock market every single day and make decisions. But most importantly, how do you time full self-driving? This is the main reason why I expect Tesla stock to at least 10x before the end of 2030. AI models, in terms of number of parameters used, it's growing 10 times each year. This is mind-boggling. So sure, I could have tried to time Tesla stock and I could have sold and I could have saved myself from losing money supposedly only then to miss out on like a 10x or a 20x or even more than that. So I'm not willing to take that risk. If you are a short-term investor, if you are a trader, I do understand why you would want to trade, but I am a long-term investor. I don't trade. I invest long-term. Or maybe I should trade? No, I'm not going to trade.
2023 bear case price target for Tesla stock, $1,023 per share.
None of this, of course, is financial advice, and none of my videos are ever financial advice, just to be perfectly clear. $341 per share next year. How likely is that, in my opinion? If we have a bad recession, not likely. But if we do not have a recession, then yeah, I think it would be quite likely. Now, I am not investing in Tesla stock based on any short-term projections, anything less than 5 years. I'm not making my decisions based on any of that data. So on this number, I'm not even considering this number, whether I think it's likely or not likely. I'm not looking at this number. I mean, if you have a very bad recession, I'm talking like the Great Depression from about 100 years ago, things could get really ugly. I hope they do not, but 10 years from now, for Tesla stock, in my opinion, it's looking really good. Short term, there's not that much point in trying to really try to guess. I mean, you guys are not traders, are you? You are investors, right? Now, if you are closer to retirement, I understand if you want to lower your returns with less risk to lose anything in your portfolio, I fully get that.
$1,337 per share. And just for the nerds out there, this is a serious price target. It's a coincidence.
Well, we got 445, starting to look quite a bit nicer, right?
2025 bear case price target for Tesla stock, $1,927 per share. And again, I want to point out, these are actually based on assumptions from my Tesla valuation model.
It's getting juicy. Juicy.
My 2026 price target for Tesla stock in the bear case, $2,285 per share. Just for the record, it's 2022 now. We're looking at 4 years from now. Worst case scenario, Tesla stock, almost $2,300 per share in my bear case.
Going with Steven's numbers, worst case, Tesla stock, 4 years from now, 4x.
2027, half a decade from now, my bear case price target for Tesla stock, $2,637 per share. Let me know in the comments below. In 5 years' time, half a decade, would you be disappointed if Tesla stock's worth $2,637 per share?
Almost $900 per share split adjusted. I would be very happy with that personally. Remember, I'm a conservative investor. Anything that beats S&P 500, so more than 10% per year return, I am very happy with that personally.
$3,248 per share.
And now we are above $1,000 per share.
2029, my bear case price target for Tesla stock, $4,011 per share.
1,337 split adjusted.
We're now at $5,556 per share.
We are looking here at about a 10x from where we are right now.
Again, in my bear case. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, what's your base case look like? What's your bull case look like? What's your hyper bull case look like? I won't give it all away. Like I said, join Patreon if you want to see every single price target. But just for some context, in 2031, this is my bear case price target again, a 3% probability. I also have a hyper bull case scenario with an equal probability, also 3%, extremely unlikely, but within the realms of possibility, about a 1 in 30 chance, to give some perspective on how unlikely I find this bear case price target for Tesla stock to be. The equivalent scenario on the other end, instead of everything going wrong, everything goes right. I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud on the internet.
Say it. Say it, Steven. We want to hear it.
But it's true. My hyper bull case price target for 2031 is about 20 times higher than my bear case. Equal probabilities. I'm not suggesting either of these will happen. I just want to give you guys some context for how unlikely I think each scenario is.
So we would be looking at about 200x. That's a lot.
Realistically, I think it's much closer to the middle of these two numbers.
So between a 10x and between 200x, that sounds like a 100x
$5,907 per share.
So after we adjust for the split, 1,969, and we divide that by the current stock price, and we get almost 11x.
That's about an 8 times increase from where Tesla stock closed this week. Again, worst case scenario. Now, of course, these aren't guarantees or predictions, just my opinion, and they do have numbers behind them. I'm not pulling them out of my. But I just want to show, in my mind, this is how I think about the worst case for Tesla. Okay, if everything goes wrong, where do we end up in that case? And here's where we end up in a decade. Tesla would be approximately a $6 trillion company at that point in time, a little more than double the world's largest companies today as I record this. Out of interest, let me know in the comments below. Worst case scenario, 10 years from now, Tesla stock close to $6,000 per share. How do you feel about that? Has your investment disappointed? Exceeded expectations, or is it bang in line with what you hoped for? Personally, I'll be pretty stunned if Tesla stock's this cheap in 2032.
For me, I personally believe if Tesla indeed solves full self-driving, then I believe Tesla stock will be worth more than that. But really, for me to be happy, anything that beats S&P 500, so more than 10% per year, which is more than a doubling in 10 years, I'm happy with that personally. So 10 times, 20 times more from where we are today, I'll be very happy.
This is why when I have money, I'll buy Tesla stock. Of course, this is my own strategy. Doesn't mean you should do the same thing. In fact, you shouldn't. You should think for yourself and act for yourself because you have your own brain, so use it. But hopefully this will provide some context for why I'm loading up. I think a lot of investors fall into the trap of looking, what happened to Tesla stock? Where's its all-time high? What's a recent high? What's done in the last 6 months? Oh my God, it could go lower. Meanwhile, I'm looking out to 2032 and making my investment decisions and taking my investment actions based on that framework. Long time horizons are very helpful when it comes to investing, at least if you want to create wealth rather than make a few dollars.
Me too. I am buying Tesla stock with all of my spare cash. I'm about to spend a few $100,000 on Tesla stock, in fact.
Keep in mind, in a week or two, my bear case price targets are not going to be the same as what we've just seen here today. I'm always updating based on new information and adjusting probabilities when things look less or more likely as well. Tesla is a dynamic, moving beast, so it's important to keep on top of what's going on and adjust assumptions as new information presents itself.
Absolutely. We always want to keep updating our projection models. On average, when a company becomes one of the 500 largest companies in the US, it only stays that way for about 20 years on average. I personally think that Tesla will stay in S&P 500 much longer than that. But eventually, give it 100 years or more, 200 years, eventually, probably it's going to happen. But currently, I find that unlikely to happen within my lifetime. We'll see. Again, not financial advice. I personally believe Tesla stock will at least 10x before the end of 2030. Leave your thoughts below. What do you think Tesla stock is going to be at 10 years from now or 2030? Thank you so much for watching. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much again.